Well, head'll doodly do me chums. How are you all doing? Well, we're back out again, searching, looking to see what's here, what's about on the mighty River Tyne. So, good morning chums, welcome back to the channel. I say good morning as it is currently 5 to 8 in the morning. I've come down to a local mark called Friars Goose. I've come down for low water's in half an hour's time. Just a very quick session. I had worm left from previous river sessions, so I thought I might as well get it used. But the tide is 8:30 at low water. It's quite a big tide. It's a 0.85 low and it's going up to a 4.95 high. So I'm going to fish it half an hour down to the bottom and then I'm going to fish it a couple hours up, that's all, just a 2-3 hour session. It's not an accessible mark with the car. The car's parked a good 5-10 minutes away. I have fished here before, quite a few times in the past. Don't know what it's like these days. I know that a subscriber was fishing here a couple of weeks ago and was getting flounder, I think. But it is a known mark for codling as well. Still, could be too early, but I've got bait to use and I thought I might as well try it, you know. Today I'm fishing with just one rod. I've got the Century Fireblade GT out. Other rods are available on the market. Reason I've brought one rod out is because I've obviously had to walk and I just wanted to bring one down just to get through the bait as well, put some decent baits on. And it's got a glass tip because I'm expecting the tide to be ripping when it turns. On that I have a 6-ounce grip lead at the moment. It's held quite well because the tide is easing off towards bottom. I've got my usual 2-hook loop rig on, size 1/0s, bigger baits. I've got my yellowtails and ragworm, which is dead. It's literally dead, but I'll chuck it on. And I've got a couple of peeler if I need them. But I say it's just a short little recce this morning just to get out. Had to push myself to get out because the mornings are getting colder and I thought, you know, I'd rather stay cosy in bed as you do. So we're going to give this a good run and see how it goes. Hopefully pick something up. If we don't, we don't. But I'd rather use the bait than let it just go off and have to throw it away. So, and that's another thing I've been doing, my bait preparation, but I'll come back to that later. But yeah, we'll see how we get on, eh? Let's get this first cast in and check for crab activity, yeah? Will it be high? Who knows? Who knows? It's a cracking morning this morning though. And I did see a magpie this morning. Anyone who watches the channel will know that magpie is my lucky thing. Doesn't say it always happens, but sometimes it does. I'm expecting these hooks to come back clean, which they are. As I say, it's still on the drop at the minute. Yep, absolutely stripped. I'm going to guess that's crab activity. You can see how clean those have come back beautifully. Excuse the gloves, yellowtails. Don't like the hiding on my hands. So I've got another rig ready because I've got one rod out. I'm double patting. For those of you new to the sport, double patting basically means having a rig ready with bait on. It's a term used from the match fishing days, and it just means double pat, 2 paternosters ready. That's what they used to call it. Paternosters a rig. I'm just going to grab this rig. So I've got this one ready. It's certainly not as windy as my last visit down here. That's for sure. Right, I clip this rig up. I'll put the screen on so I can see what I'm doing. So, with a loop rig, sorry, if you're not familiar with it, bottom bait clips onto the imp. If I can get it. Really strange position to be doing this in. I'm kind of back to front, not worry. So, that one clips into the imp. Then we'll have a little cascade on here, which you can see. Easier said than done on camera, like. I'm making it look far more difficult than it is. It just doesn't want to go. Right, I'm going to clip it up. So you end up with a streamlined bait like this. Don't know if you can see it. There you go. That's the 2-hook loop rig. Very versatile rig. You can use it on the beaches. Not on the rocks, I wouldn't use it on the rocks. I wouldn't use 2 hooks anyway on the rock ends, but you can use it on the beaches. I'm going to cast upriver here because the tide's coming down. Just a little flick. That's all we need. That's all we need. I wouldn't use it on the rocks, but I do use it on the beach and in the river. It's one of my favourite rigs. Except for, let's put this down. Except for when the whiting's in. Now, when the whiting come in, which they inevitably will, we do get a lot of whiting in the Tyne if you're not familiar with fishing here. And they're normally a good size. What I tend to use for the whiting is a two up rig with short snoods. Have my snoods about a foot. 2 clipped up above the lead. Snags the whiting a lot better because they're quite ferocious bite as whiting, and you need a grip lid on as well. I find that's just the way I fish for them anyway, but yeah, that'll come soon, don't worry. So at the moment that tide's not pulling as hard as I thought it was, so I do have the option. I'm just going to turn you around slightly so you can see the rod. So I do have the option of switching to a plain lead now. So I may do that, let it move around it, see if I can find any holes or any little nooks and crannies where there may be some fish yaws. It's a second cast in, no bites as yet, but I'll expect the bites on the flood, just as the tide turns out. Slack water, might be some whiting kicking about. There was the other night. When the tide turns, I'm going to switch to, well, I'm going to continue using the yellowtails, but I'm going to put crab on one. Let's see. Got to say, so far this year, crab's done nothing in the river anyway. I think I've probably only had 1 fish on crab. Worm seems to be king at the moment. Fish baits, if the crabs don't get to it first, are doing really well. But I'm hopeful that we'll get something. As always, if I don't. It's just the way it is. But I don't know, it feels fishy-ish. The fishometer is about 6.5. That's kind of being generous. That's what I would say, 6.5. Crabtivity is probably going to be higher than that. I would say crabtivity is going to be about 8 to 8.5 today. But we'll see. It's not really cold enough yet to get the crab off. Normally when you get a good freeze and it's cold, the crab tend to back off a bit. And the fish get a chance to find the bait, you know. But yeah, like Friars, Goose, as I said, basically right opposite St. Peter's Basin. And I do live on this side. And what with the traffic on the Tyne Bridge, it's a lot easier to fish this side at the moment than it is get across there at certain times of day. especially like peak times. I've had to park at the top of the hill. Hopefully the car's still there when I go back. But I've had to park at the top of the hill and walk down. But it's a nice little walk. Walking up's going to be a bit steeper, so it's not the type of mark where if you've got any walking problems that I would recommend. You used to be able to come, unofficially used to be able to bring the car down. But if for anyone's information, the gates at the top now are padlocked, they don't open. So, big shout out to Jack, new member on the channel. Jack's a new member, but he's been following the channel since, for quite a few months anyway, if not a year, I'm not sure, but thank you, Jack, for your support. I do appreciate that. The membership is open on the channel if you're interested. If you just look on my channel, there is a little header that says join channel as a member. Costs you £2.99 a month and it's not recurring. Totally up to you. I don't really need financial support, but anything's welcome, obviously, but I'll do this anyway. I always say that. Someone also asked us about hoodies today. Well, sorry, it wasn't today, it was yesterday or the day before. I've kind of stopped doing the hoodies. Main reason being, I was only getting kind of one order every month or 6 weeks or even less. The thing with that is I've got to go and actually order the hoodie because everyone's sizes are different. I've got to order the hoodie, then go and collect it. And by the time it's not viable to go and pick one hoodie up to sell it. I don't make anything on them anyway. It's mainly support. I think I probably make about £2 or something like that, in honesty. But it's not worth it. If I get a lot of people wanting them and you can order them in a month and are willing to wait and I would have a bulk order in a month, I would get them. But other than that, I'm not going to bother really. What other shout outs did I have? Oh, channels. I've been watching loads of YouTube as usual because I always do. I haven't really give a shout out to Gordon for quite some time. So Gordon's got a channel called Fishing Things. He lives up in, I think it's Peterborough, Peterhead. I'm sure it's Peterhead. We talk now and again, but online, you know, he's a friend of mine, but we're kind of just cyber friends at the minute. But definitely worth a watch. He's also got a boat. He goes out on the boat and films, puts a camera on when he's fishing, so you get to see the fish. Some of his footage is cracking. So I definitely recommend him. So that's called Fishing Things. And he has a friend called Phil, who has his channel at another angle, which I've given a shout out to before, but Phil also has his boat and they do a bit flatty bashing and they have a bit crack, they go out together. Good laugh, so definitely worth a watch. Have a watch of those. Is there anybody else? There's something else as well. I definitely had to do and I forgot. I'm terrible, you know. Terrible. No. Apart from there was one, I don't like to talk about negative stuff. There was one, when I advertised my videos on Facebook pages, fishing pages, there was one page in particular that took a, I don't know how to put it, basically took me post off and give us a warning. Don't know why. I read the rules. You had to post one video every week, no more than one a week, which I've adhered to. Took it off, sent them a polite post, asking them why they took it off in case there's something I missed in the rules, because obviously if I break the rules, I expect that, you know. But anyway, they took it off, didn't bother getting back to us, so I've left that group. Also, one of the group members, you know, these keyboard warriors, put like a smarmy little comment on when I asked, so I took them off. I can't be bothered with that. To be fair, it's like me fly fishing. I used to be on all the fly fishing forums, and I soon realised after some time being on them that how toxic some of the pages can be. Not all of them, don't get us wrong, some are cracking. How toxic they can all be, so I just left them. I couldn't be bothered. So basically, I just advertise my videos on there if I can, within the rules, and obviously give them a shout out if I can. YouTube sea fishing videos, that's a channel that I use quite a lot. I think it's David. So thank you, David, for letting me advertise on there. That's appreciated as well. But there's many others. There's loads in the Northeast that don't mind. They let us put the videos up. People can either watch or not, or they can comment and whatever they want to do, because, you know, thing is with these forums, you got to remember it's an adult zone. If you're just young, they are adult zones, and you will get the odd smart arse who'll come up with some comment, you know. You just have to deal with it. Anyway, all that out the way. So there's me shout outs. Obviously, thanks to me channel members, as I said, Jack, David, and people who support the channel behind the scenes, who some don't like being mentioned, but it's not all about anything for me but the fishing. That's all this is about, fishing and a diary of what I do. So I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And I know we have hit over the 3,000 subs, and I'm trying to think of a giveaway in my head, but we'll get there. So we're on bottom tide now. I've just had a rattle. I think it was either floundry or a crab, probably a crab I'm going to say, but the rod tip did move, I promise. Right, we'll get this one in. It was rattling away, but I think it was crab activity, to be fair. Got a plain lead on this one now. It's holding fine, but we're on bottom water, so I wouldn't expect any different. It's going to turn, so we'll be fishing for another 2 hours. Just a short session, because I've got a date with Greg Stotty and some sausage and tomatoes. And I can't wait for that. And soon, I'm off on my jollies. I'm going to Greece, and I'm debating whether to take my little rod with us and fish for some little mini species. I don't know what to do yet. But to be honest, by the time this video is out, I might have already been and come back. Right. Get that changed over. It's very quiet though. I've just done what I should never ever do. It's come off. Always be careful when you're double patting. When you're bringing one rig to the other rig, you don't tangle them up. Yeah, it's very quiet in the river. Like, October's normally starts picking up a bit, you know. I think, to be fair, that I should have probably been further upriver. You always get fish. Almost always get fish closer to the mouth. Marks like Smith's Docks, the walkway. In the smokehouse, if you're brave. I was reading something on Facebook the other day that 2 anglers got attacked by the owner of the smokehouse, allegedly, because I don't know, and had legal reasons. Picked up the guy's fishing rod and hit him over the head with it, and then struck the other guy twice when he was throwing punches around, which is a bit naughty, innit? I'm just going to pop this out. Yeah, it's a bit... comes to something when you can't go fishing without someone being violent towards you. If it happened, as I say, I wasn't there. It's alleged that it happened. The guy did get arrested. But you get that a lot. Places with like a public walkway outside the front of the houses. What happens is the locals will create a sign, try to make it look official, saying no fishing, but it doesn't stand. If it's not a council sign or a port of Tyne, it's not legal. So that's me 4th cast out. Nothing as yet. Then a cheeky little bite, my chums. Looks like whiting. What do you think? Is it a whiting bite? Or is it a flounder bite? I can't even point, is it? I'm trying to point to the tip. Flounder or whiting? Crab. Could be on that, chums. I'm just going to move you over here. Yep. Let's have a feel there. Oh, got it. Couldn't have a fair account of itself, actually. unless it's 2. Just take my time. I like to feel them. I can feel every little kick of the fish, which is great. I love these glass tip rods. It's put up a canny scrap, like. Could it be a codling? Could I have done it? Oh no. None of the above, chums. None of the above. Oh. I thought I'd seen the last of these. I really did. Oh, I'm not going to mess about with this, chums. I've got it through the lip, like, so I might be able to get it straight off. Keep my rig away. Hook. As soon as you try to grab them, keep still. And just as a battle with it. I'm glad I've got gloves on and all that. Oh, he's on the floor. So, just to let you know, in case you don't, there he is. Oh, these are now protected, so they go straight back. He's away. Didn't really expect one of them today. Better than now, isn't it? Blanks off. Look at that. Ooh. I know one thing, like, me bite identification's way off lately. Shocking. I've only been doing it for 40 years. Right, I've got crabs on there now. I can tell by the way the rod's moving. Little tip for you. If you're fishing worm or fish bait, any baits really, and there's a lot of crab activity about, keep your casts out for a short length of time. 10-15 minutes tops, because what's basically going to happen is they'll strip your bait in that time, your 2 hooks, and you're going to be fishing initially with no hooks for another 5-10 minutes if you're leaving it out for 25, half an hour. So try and keep your bait changes fairly frequent when you've got this crab activity going on. It just increases your fishing time with a bait, the chance of a fish picking it up rather than the crabs having it. So this is the next bait going out. Got lug and crab on that one, and just a singular yellowtail on that one, which has decided to curl itself around the hook. What you can do to prevent that is sometimes I'll put a little tiny, and I mean tiny, strip of squid on there just to keep it back from the hook point, but fortunately I haven't brought any today. Right, that's out. Yeah, fishy, fishy. One thing's apparent now on the river Tyne, as you can probably hear if I shut my mouth for a second. It's quiet and peaceful. Wasn't always this way though. That quiet and peace comes at a cost, because this part of the Tyne especially used to be bustling. There was industry. You had the flour mill around the corner, always working. There was something on this side, but it was before my time. These houses that you see, all these nice lovely houses weren't there. This was all industrial. Going all the way down to Pottery Bank, I believe so called because they used to make pottery there that used to be shipped out. Plates and pipes and stuff, I think. But yeah, strange to think, isn't it, that silence can come at a cost. The once place that was once bustling and employed loads of people, now there's nothing but housing. We're on bottom water now. I'm getting rattles again. I'm going to bring you over so you can see. Excuse the camera. That fish is still there. Let's give it a look, eh? Let's give it a look. Yeah, if it's not a crab, there's something there. We do have a little fishy, me chums. It's not the target species, I don't think. Oh, it may be the target species. Now, I told you that I'd bring you codling, but I didn't say how big it would be. Target achieved. A little greedy little codling, he swallowed it right down. I'm not going to mess about with him. I'm going to get this off and get the bait on and out. I didn't say it had to be massive, but I did say I was getting codling. There you go. Isn't he beautiful? Absolutely beautiful markings on that. He's going to grow. I'll put him back. Oh, there you go. We're back straight away. Job's a good one. Let's see if we can get its brother. Bites again, me chums. I'm just fishing through hoping that there's a sized one in there. You just never know. That's still bouncing away. Small codling, I think. I'm going to take the executive decision because I'm only fishing, I've only got an hour window here. I'm going to get this one in, check it, get the bait, get it back out in the hope of a bigger fish, if there's any there. Let's get this one in and find out what's happening. Get the other one baited up. It's going to be a bit frantic for the next hour because after that it's going to be fairly ripping down here. Plus I want to go home and have a sandwich. It was a total impromptu session just to get out and use bait. I thought I'd bring you along because you know how I enjoy your company, don't you? Starving. Sausage sandwich. Rags. Rattles again, my chums. We are now an hour after bottom. Another hour fishing, I would say. Rattling away there. Got the breakaway on this one, so hopefully hook it. Tide is ramping up a little bit. It's nice to just get out for a little bit anyway. I hope everyone's well, by the way. I don't think I've asked you. Yeah, I hope you're all well. I know a lot of you keep in touch with us and let us know how you're getting on. I hope you're getting out fishing, getting some fish caught, probably, hopefully better than mine. I mean, I'm only fishing inland at the minute because every time the sea's away and I've got time, it's weeded up. So I have been out off camp. I filmed, but it was rubbish. Weeded up. I've been on the beaches, but I'm just coming here for a bit relaxed, you know. A nice little walk down as well, just for a change. It's quiet today. It's just nice to be out, you know. Well, every day above ground's a good day, isn't it? Well, my chums, tide's picked up now. Nothing happening. Plenty of weed, flotsam coming down the river as you always get on the big tides. I've put my last cast out, so after that's done, that's me. Short session, as I say. Still enjoy myself being out, and a pleasure, absolute pleasure having you along with us as usual, like as always. It's like having me fishing chums with us. But that's that. Get this all packed down, get up, make a sandwich. I'm going to go and get some tinned tomatoes, some sausages, and I'm going to make a stotty with a breakfast sandwich. Can't wait. Can't wait. Highlight of my day. But nothing lucrative, but remember, these are all recce's for the winter months when we get some more sizable fish moving in, and there'll be a lot more fish in here, so there'll be a bit more action. But thanks for coming along. As always, if you like what you see, if you're new, please consider subscribing. If you're already a subscriber, thank you very much. I appreciate it very, very, very much. And until the next time, tight lines.